Hello students, today I am going to discuss with you the interpretation of the concept of social contract by an eminent jurist Locke. Why I am calling it as the new interpretation of the concept of social contract? Because before Locke, all other previous jurists strongly advocated for the sovereignty of state. That means to say, according to all other previous jurists, sovereign is supreme and subjects or individuals has no right against the sovereign. The individual has to obey the commands of the sovereign. What was the result of that theories? The result is that the state emerged very powerful, but the state undermined the importance of the individual. The number of subsequent developments which had been taken place all over the world made the individual with the desire to have some freedoms, and this desire to get some freedoms make it necessary that a new interpretation in respect of natural law theory must be there, which will support the individual against the arbitrarily power of the sovereign. Locke done this new interpretation and he interpreted the natural law and social contract in a new way. It was argued by Locke that state of nature was a golden age. That means to say, according to Locke, when the man was living in the state of nature, that was the golden age for the man. Only the property of the individual was insecure, and to protect this property, men entered into the social contract. But it is very important to note here that according to Locke, man under this social contract did not surrender all his rights before the sovereign, but he surrendered part of his rights only just to maintain the order in the society and to enforce the law of nature. But after surrendering part of his rights, man retained with himself his natural rights. And what natural rights he retained with himself? That is right to life, right to liberty, and right to property. These were the natural rights that was retained by the man and not surrendered these rights before the sovereign. And according to Locke, the purpose of government and law is to uphold and protect the natural rights, that is right to life, liberty and property. If the government fulfill this purpose, if the government protect the natural rights of the individual, the law given by the government are valid, and these laws will be binding on the subjects. But when the government fails to fulfill this purpose, the law which is declared by the government will have no validity, and this government may be overthrown by the individuals. In this way, Locke very beautifully defined the social contract theory, but the theory which was given by Locke was contrary to the theory given by Thomas Hobbes. On the one hand, Locke's theory supports the liberty of the individual, but the theory which was given by Hobbes support the authority of the sovereign. This was the basic difference between the theory given by Locke and Hobbes. Locke argued for a sovereign who will have constitutionally limited powers. That means to say, according to Locke, sovereign should not have the unlimited powers. The powers which are to be given to the sovereign must be given in a constitutional way, and these powers must be the limited powers, because if the sovereign will have the unlimited powers, he will undermine the importance of the individuals. In this way, the writing of Locke got almost scriptural respect in the 18th century. The writing of Locke got very famous during the 18th century, and his writing exercised great influence upon the future jurists in their writings. Even the theory which had been given by Locke led to parliamentary democracy, in which government is made through the people of that particular country. When Locke described about the inalienable rights of the individual, then these inalienable rights of the individual got so much famous that it embodied in many constitutions and were granted to the individuals. Even in our Indian constitutions, the right to life, liberty are the fundamental rights, whereas right to property, which was earlier the fundamental right, now is the constitutional right in India. Even a very famous theory of the 19th century, laissez-faire theory, in economics derived inspiration from the view of Locke's. What is the meaning of laissez-faire? Laissez-faire is an economic system in which transactions between private parties are free from any form of government intervention. So this is something about the social contract theory interpreted by Locke. If you like my videos, then please subscribe my channel, and if you want to get notes of my law lectures, then you can go to lawarticles2020.blogspot.com. Thank you very much.